Now, you promised. We're actually live now.
We are live.
Now we're live.
Folks,
Okay.
you have no idea how long we've been talking about going live and the video coordination and everything else. And then, of course, we put, the power in Harry's court.
And
there you go.
And Harry goes to the men's room.
I did. Hey.
But we're here.
We're here.
Yes.
And it's working.
And we're the keys.
And we're doing this with one computer today?
One computer today, switching back and forth.
Folks, it's amazing.
Exactly.
It
With
really is.
Tied behind his back.
Yeah, well, let's try this. We decided that we're going to incorporate Harry more into the show. So occasionally you will hear him say technical things.
Yes.
Because if he says anything else, it wouldn't be a family show anymore.
Exactly. Well, we are on the internet, so
yes, we are.
Our guidelines are not strictly FCC. George Carlin would be okay.
Yeah, but there's a lady president.
No, that's true.
Wouldn't
Guess
be
not.
Okay,
That's
so,
true. That's true.
Bottom line, folks, you have tuned in to radio1a.com. Thank you for doing that. Those of you who are looking to view us, strange lot that you are. But,
Here we is.
Yeah, you can go to YouTube and type in A1A Media, and that will take you to our site where you can stream this show video-wise and audio-wise live.
Right.
Pretty
and then
cool.
For playback later also.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes. And
if you're a real
Facebook,
masochist.
if you're a Facebooker, go to TVA1A on your search bar there, and hit return, and that'll take you to our page where you can get us live there, too.
Yeah.
So a couple of options, and if you want to just be old school about it, address bar on your computer is radioa1a.com. Get the audio. That way you can still look like you're doing something at your desk while you're working.
Listen to us on our app.
Get away from it. There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have a pretty cool show for you today.
Do.
My name is Mark Mills.
And I'm Mykael Marinelli of American Caribbean Real Estate.
Bada bing. And I'm retired now. But
Living a life of leisure. A kept man.
God, I wish that were the case, man. I'm telling you. You don't know Mary Ann very well, do you? Yeah, ain't no men being kept under my roof.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, show up with your keeper, you're out.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, down the road, pal. So, but living an extraordinary life, very happy about the way things are going. So, and thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
The bottom line is we broadcast every Monday at noon right here from Heartbreakers Brewery in Isla Mirada, Florida. Florida Keys. We're at mile marker 81 on the ocean side, and it is, awesome day today.
Oh, man, the whole last several days have been phenomenal.
Yeah, it's been beautiful.
Started Thursday. I was very fortunate. I had a previous client of mine say, hey, I'm going down to the Keys. Would you like to get together for lunch? We're going to go bridge fishing. And I said, well, I can go bridge fishing.
I got a boat.
Drive a couple miles. They were just going to go to Key Largo. I said, listen, invest into another half hour of drive, and I'm going to get you out on the reef.
Yeah, I want to stand on concrete for a couple hours.
Well, it is what it is. But we got out, man. We went out to the reefs to a great spot that I've been hitting, and, man, it was just on fire.
Is that right?
It was on fire. And, of course, the groupers are smart.
Sure.
They said, you know what, we're going to bite today because in about 5 days it's grouper season, and we're not going to bite anything.
That's it.
We ended up catching like 4 grouper, boom, 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 like that.
Yeah,
legal size, blacks, reds, great
Doesn't
stuff.
matter. It ain't grouper season, pal.
It ain't grouper season, but still, they're so much fun to catch. If you've never had an opportunity, they're just a great. When they hit, it's like a freight train.
Well, and it's
coming at you.
notice they don't want to get out of the water.
Well, the first 10 seconds of when you've got a grouper on the line is going to tell you who's going to win that battle because they're going to head straight for the rocks, and if they hit the rocks, you're done. And I had that. I had to cut off a couple times because we got rocked up, but we got them snapper, we got them yellowtail, we got them grunts, we got them vermilion snapper. I mean, we just went to town. And all in a matter of like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a big percentage of the reason why people come to Paradise.
Exactly, and it's just was gorgeous, and this is why people love being down here. That's why you and I do a lot of business, because people originally might come down here on vacation and realize that, this is something I want more than just a couple times a year.
Well, yeah.
I want this kind of lifestyle, be it maybe a couple times a year for the next couple of years till you retire, like we've had clients do.
Sure.
Rent out their property, make it pay for itself. There's lots of those great options we were just discussing.
Incredible investment opportunities, actually. And I know that sounds like a line of BS coming from a fast-talking salesman, but it's not.
It's not. Rarely. It's one of the rare occasions where it isn't a line. I mean, there's everything from single-family homes that you can rent on a monthly basis to Ocean Point that you can rent nightly. That those things gross $50,000 a year.
If you're handling it right, and you can actually net out probably about 40% on it, which is a pretty good deal. Nobody's necessarily going to get rich owning rental property. Well, we know a couple of people who did, but they had that kind of past before.
That they did.
They were poor, came down here, worked hard, saved their money, bought a home, then rented that out, bought another one, rented it out. So they did it the honest way, and we don't want to have anything to do with those people.
No.
Kidding. Completely kidding. There are still great investment opportunities to be had in the Keys. We're going to cover all of housing from one end to the other today. We want to tell you that every Monday, the good folks from Sunshine Title, Jenny Pinnell and Al, are always here and
they are.
Help us out, make the show happen, and we are so thankful to them. Sunshine Title, known Keys-wide, worldwide, as no surprise closings, and boy, that's the way you want it, man.
Peace of mind. Let me tell you, when you have to deal at the last minute, you have survey issues or you have title issues that everybody's waiting for keys and money and everything.
Everybody goes through this thing about buying. Well, I'm buying an insurance policy that only covers me once. Wrong. Mm-mm. I have a friend who sold a multi-million-dollar condominium just a few months ago in Miami on the beach, and he bought it, I believe, in 1988.
Right.
2 years later. Now, if you remember the market then, things were crashing on fire. Everything was pretty bad. So he got a great deal on it. Well, in the early 90s, he got a phone call from a law firm that said, well, we represent this mortgage company, and they'd like their condominium back. Huh? So he called the title company, and they said, oh, yeah, send them our way. Title insurance, never heard another word about it.
Done.
Apparently the developer had more than one mortgage on the
Really?
property.
Is it that? I've never heard that before, right?
Right. We would like to take a moment to draw a very wide line between developers and realtors and everybody else.
Sure. It's funny. That isn't the first time we've heard of things like that. When you're buying from a developer, it is so critical that you make sure there is that buffer of title insurance between you. Because
absolutely.
A lot of these times that's just the nature of the beast. They have to take out, several mortgages. They have to do it this way, that way to fund. And sometimes those T's don't get crossed. Then people don't get paid, or they don't get documented that they were paid. And the next thing you know, you've got that guy knocking on the door and say, hey, I want my unit back.
Yeah, well, sorry. Talk to the gal down the hall. So, anyways, so here's the deal. We really appreciate Jenny and her crew at Sunshine Title helping us out here. Also, Heartbreakers Brewhouse is where we broadcast live
cool
from.
Spot.
And it really, the great combination of funky, bohemian coffee house with great beer as well. So, why would you go anywhere else?
No, this is the cool place to be. Imagine if you've ever been to a San Francisco coffee house, that type of vibe, transport it here in the Keys, and that's what you got here at Heartbreakers.
Yeah, and you didn't just hear Harry throwing his voice. That was Halsey.
Yes.
We can't get a shot of Halsey, but we will someday eventually.
Well, she's our guard dog to keep, the throngs of,
Yeah, Dr. Bob is here, and he always brings Halsey along. So Halsey's a King Charles Spaniel.
Yes,
and they're
beautiful.
Cute as the dickens, boy,
sweetheart.
I tell you. So, moving right along, the big question today, now we've given you the web addresses, so you're good to go there. With YouTube, again, it's A1A Media, and with Facebook, it's TV A1A. You can watch the program. It's kind of fun. We hope so, because otherwise, this is going to be short term.
Exactly.
Careful. We will cover the housing market today, and we have the incredible good fortune of having Juanita Jones with us.
We do.
Who is the Housing Recovery Administrator for Monroe County. Juanita, thank you so much for coming along.
Hi there.
Thanks for having me. Hi, guys.
Absolutely. Was this position created by Irma or events like Irma?
Yes, it was actually in response to Irma.
Okay.
The planning department at Monroe County cobbled together a couple of positions to create this one.
Okay.
So that they could take advantage of the opportunity of all the funding that was coming forward in response to that hurricane. So. Yeah.
Okay. Now, and basically, it's an ex post facto kind of position where you're looking back at the damage created and thinking, how can we fix this?
Right, and looking forward, exactly.
Okay. Have the funds been forthcoming for this?
Well, I'll give you a quick update on that, if
Please
that's
do.
okay.
Please, yeah.
So we know Irma was maybe a little over a year and a half ago, and in the countywide, there were about 4,000 or so properties that were majorly damaged or just destroyed outright.
Flat out.
Wow.
And so approximately 1,000 or so of those were mobile homes. So
Right.
those were the primary source of the affordable housing that was going
Correct.
on down here.
Yeah, workforce housing.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so what's happened since then is a number of things. The county has created an initiative where they're building 4 tiny model homes that will serve as new options to see how can you innovatively and resiliently create new affordable housing in that same sort of mobile home size, if you will. So we're talking the 360 square feet to just about 1,000 square feet.
Wow.
And can we do that innovatively such that they meet the Monroe County building codes, the wind
Right.
codes, the flood codes?
Wow.
And can we get them at an affordable price? I mean, I think we're looking at probably $350 just to start in the market. And that's still real slim pickings around here, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Can you answer, and let me just interject here, can you answer, Monroe County's codes are pretty much, we kind of set the bar for the rest of the state, don't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please continue.
No problem. So that's the first project that Monroe County itself is kicking off. And so you may have seen that in our website where we'll have the press releases, et cetera. And then so the money that is out there right now or getting ready to hit the streets is $50 million that was put together by the state of Florida.
Oh, cool.
And that's called the Rebuild Florida program.
Right.
That program is specifically for property owners who had the damage that we're talking about, specifically related to Irma.
Right.
And they need the repairs, they need the major repairs, or they need to be completely rebuilt and elevated in a resilient fashion.
Is there a percentage of rebuilt or repairs to the total value of the property that qualifies them?
The cap is $150,000 per unit per property owner. But what they're doing is they're taking this as sort of the gap, if you will. So your property gets damaged, you go to FEMA, you go to SBA, you go to your insurance company.
Right.
And if there's still a remainder at this point, that's what Rebuild Florida is there to do. It's to
cool.
help you finish that gap.
Excellent.
So they give you a cap of $150,000 because that's a statewide program, right? But there is some understanding that, of course, things here in the Keys are just a little bit more difficult.
It's a whole different world down here. You know?
Right.
You cross those bridges, and
Exactly.
the price tag definitely is a lot
Big
different
time.
than Osceola County or someplace like that.
Yep, exactly. So in that program specifically, we've had 1,264 people from Monroe County specifically register.
Right.
And of that registration process, they then invite folks to apply. And they've invited just about 45% of those applicants to apply, which is great because that means that more people will get through the process and more people will get served. So we're looking, hopefully within the next couple months, that they'll be at the point of putting people under contract with their contractors.
Wow.
Everybody will know, what work is going to be done on their properties, and then they'll get that started. It's going to be a long process.
So the flow of work trucks coming into the Keys every morning is going to continue, right?
We hope so.
Well, I mean,
in a way, it's a good thing. Yeah.
I'll tell you, anybody who lived here before Irma and is still here notices that every morning. 6:30 in the morning, you got the parade going by, the panel trucks, the pickup trucks, you name it, the vans, man. It's got ladders hanging off them. They're down here hanging drywall. They're still putting places back together. So lots of concrete trucks too.
Absolutely.
So,
we're hoping to see it all.
Well, you're going to see it all, I'll bet.
Well, we're hoping for it faster than it has been. So, there's there's a lot of pent-up frustration because it has been a year and a half. But these programs, they work slowly, unfortunately.
Did they give you any kind of like special, anger management courses or anything, Juanita?
I'm getting signed up next week.
All right, good.
And
Well done.
The people who qualify for this type of thing, how do they vet it out, or how does that work?
Yeah, so there's a whole entire process, and folks can go to rebuildflorida.gov if they want more information about it, or give me a call. You can post my information on your web, and
cool.
And
We'd
I'll
be happy.
talk
That'd
to
be
folks.
great.
Yeah.
Sure.
But there is the priority folks that they're looking at right now are those that make 80% of your area median income or below.
Which is?
They're taking those folks. So for a one-person household, you would ask me that. A one-person household.
Sorry.
Got to be on guard.
Yeah, there you go.
For a single-person household, the maximum is like $49,440.
Okay.
And then it goes up every time there's another
Sure.
person in the household, which I could also send you that information.
Right.
That's cool.
But
Yeah.
basically, for a single person, you're looking at just under $50,000
Just under $50,000.
as a gross income.
Yes.
Okay.
And for two folks, it's usually just a shade under 90, isn't it? Something like that.
No, that's a little higher. We're talking about the 80% of it.
Got it.
median or
Okay.
lower. So
Right.
you're probably talking 120%.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it get the
Probably
numbers
75 somewhere in there. Yeah.
get kind of squirrely, but
Which we have a lot of folks in that demographic.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
waiters,
Sure.
witches,
Sure.
school teachers, people like that who can really.
Absolutely.
Law enforcement.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's wonderful to be down here, but the service people,
It ain't cheap.
it's hard to keep them here
Sure.
because our living expenses are a lot higher
Cost
than
of living,
sometimes
you
what
know.
these positions pay. So
Absolutely.
it's great that you're having programs out there that'll enable these people to stay here in the Keys.
Exactly.
Especially, like you said, a lot of those mobile homes were our workforce housing,
Yep.
and they're gone.
Well, it does seem like there's an argument brewing out there that maybe we shouldn't live so close to the water. And I know that's blasphemy down
Yeah.
here, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
And the upkeep alone, you really can't afford is taxpayers across the country every 5
Right.
years, every 15 years.
Right.
If you think about it, Andrew came through in 92, and we had, Dennis and Bonnie and Charlie and everybody else showed
Fran,
up,
yeah.
Ivan and whatnot, and Gene back in 04, 05, 06. And now we're 15 years from that, basically, and, what have we had? We had Irma, Marie, Harvey, Mykael, but, there's, sorry.
I weave a force of destruction. Yes, exactly.
Different spelling, folks, so, but if we're on this 15-year cycle, this is going to be spendy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what you guys have to deal with there is, it's like I would assume this, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like any other government program. You have to prove there's a reason for you to exist,
right?
Otherwise, they're gonna cut your funding.
That is a possibility when you're talking about grant funds.
Right.
To be honest with you, none of us would really want to get our jobs because, a ton of people are devastated in their lives and their properties.
Right.
But it certainly is, we certainly welcome the opportunities to help those folks on the backside of it.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Where and the funding for this is like the Department of Agriculture, or I know there's other areas that they've helped us clean up the canals and whatnot. This particular funding has come from.
Most of this funding is coming from the Community Development Block Grant Program,
Wow.
which is a program funded through the Housing and Urban Development Program,
Right.
HUD program.
Yeah,
Sure.
right.
So that's where the majority of this money is coming from.
So it's federal money?
It's federal money.
Okay.
And that'll come through the state down and be expended into the county.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly a big shot in the arm to the economy overall,
Absolutely.
certainly, to put lots of construction workers back to work,
Yeah.
and small independent contractors down here, I hope, are, feeling the boost.
Yeah.
You know.
Hopefully, we want them to pay attention so that when the primary contractors are around and they want
Right.
to get on as subs or trades, et cetera, that they're looking out for that information and they're able to get be part of the process
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Juanita, can you hang around for a few
Yeah,
minutes?
please
Okay.
do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Great
Folks,
information.
you're listening to Florida Keys Real Estate Guys live on radio1a.com. Hopefully you're viewing some of this or not, trying to smear that
Yeah, exactly.
stuff off the screen. That's what we
Ooh, what
really
happened
look
there?
like. Yeah.
Loved listening to them, but
Get that noggin out of the sun. Gee, tell you.
more powder.
We will have much more with Juanita Jones from the Housing Recovery unit of Monroe County in just a minute. Stay with us.
If I had my way, I'd set sail right away. Destination Southern Shores. Throw my cares upon a shelf. Head on off for somewhere else where the weather's always warm. Almirada, purple eye.
If you're a realtor, or if you're buying a home or selling a home, maybe you're thinking about buying a piece of land to build on. One thing you need to consider in any real estate transaction is title. You want to be sure there are no surprises ahead. Getting clear title and title insurance is the one and only job of Sunshine Title of the Keys. Sunshine Title for escrow, closings, and title insurance done right. Call Jenny at Sunshine Title 305-451-0032 today.
Hello, this is Mykael Marinelli of American Caribbean Real Estate with your Real Estate Conch featured property. Today, spotlighting 125 Venetian Drive in Islamorada. Here, you can enjoy the phenomenal Islamorada lifestyle in this just-built waterfront home. Everything's new. 3 bedrooms upstairs and a separate guest suite downstairs. Exceptional features include stunning granite kitchen, veranda, sumptuous master bath, and a homeowner's park with its rare sandy beach. This is your bucket list opportunity. For more information on this home and other power buys, contact me at 305-439-7730 and visit my award-winning Florida Keys lifestyle blog at therealestateconch.com.
Hey, Radio A1A listeners, this is Mykael Marinelli, the Real Estate Conch, wishing you tropical vibes.
The Florida Keys is a chain of islands known for its crystal blue waters, famous for sports fishing, world-class diving, and its laid-back atmosphere. Nestled between the Everglades National Park and the National Marine Sanctuary, the Keys are home to a precious and rare ecosystem found nowhere else. Here you will also find world-class dining featuring fresh from the dock seafood, as well as other chef-prepared culinary favorites. The Florida Keys has the feel of a quaint seaside village with a laid-back vibe, taking you worlds away from everyday cares. Stunning coastal-inspired homes line the shores of the islands, offering spectacular sunset views. Whether you start your day taking in the sunrise on your oceanfront veranda or heading out on the water for an adventure, the Keys has something to offer everyone. American Caribbean Real Estate, your Christie's International Real Estate Brokerage, knows that our island lifestyle is just as important as the home, and we are prepared to match you to the right property to fit your lifestyle. As the local Christie's International Real Estate affiliate, we have the powerful backing of the network, including 1,300 offices worldwide, and the only real estate company owned by a premier auction house. This, added to our local market expertise, makes American Caribbean Real Estate the right agency to assist you in finding your piece of paradise in the Florida Keys.
The only problem is, there you go.
There you go. Hey, we're live again. We could do the Marcel Marceau.
I used to be one of the technical guys in radio and television. And, thank God, nobody remembers that. Or it wasn't at a time when they put technical guys on camera.
No.
So you can be identified as, you'll be walking through Publix down here in Islamorada one day and somebody go, "You're that guy who keeps screwing up that radio show." Yeah. See, and, back in my day,
never knew about
free,
anonymous.
History has been polite to me, I have to say. Now, the first is Thursday?
No, I think it's Wednesday.
Wednesday is the 1st
tomorrow's
of May,
the last day.
which is 31 days leading up to
the worst
everyone.
day. No.
Hurricane
Too
season.
soon. Don't tell me.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, worst day of the year.
Yeah, so hurricane season is starting in about a month, folks. And we will have a couple of live shows.
Yep.
With
Sure will.
local authorities to bring everybody up to speed. But the bottom line is we have a pretty incredible podcast library.
Yeah, we do.
Of some 80 episodes.
This is number 80, right?
This is number 81.
81.
So we've reached doddering fool status, I guess, or whatever. But
what day of the week is it?
But if you want to get prepped for hurricane season in advance, go and check out our podcast library because we have shows from the last 2 years.
But we've had great guests. I mean, talking about everything in terms of
you know Monroe County Sheriffs, FWC, everybody, Coast Guard. So all these folks. If you it's not good enough to just have a house that's going to stand there and do a Lieutenant Dan for a hurricane, but you want to make sure that your boat is tied off properly.
God, how many boats did we see just in the water that were sunk? People didn't take that extra measure of precaution.
A 6 to 12 foot storm surge.
Yeah,
go figure.
Guess what?
So you're going to get swamped whether you like it or not. So unless
Literally,
you scissors tie your boat, you're SOL.
Yeah.
So anyways, check out our podcast library.
Please do.
Very cool stuff there. We are talking with Juanita Jones, who is a housing recovery administrator
great
from
stuff.
Monroe County. This is really cool stuff. We've just finished kind of wrapped up talking about a $50 million grant that is out there for homeowners. And again, if you would be so kind as to give us the website where they can get the information for that.
That one is rebuildflorida.gov.
Cool. Thank you, dear. And moving right along, there is one for the developers, which we just kind of slimed a few minutes ago. But you know what? If there weren't developers, there wouldn't be houses, period.
Right.
So you do have a program for them, however.
Yeah, so the uniqueness about this, though, is that those developers would be tied and partnered with the government agencies. So they'd have to tie with either Monroe County specifically, City of Key West, Islamorada, the larger municipalities in order to even participate.
So
they're not going it alone.
Yeah, you guys get to raise the bar.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, so
oversight.
This is a $25 million grant program that's specifically related to disaster recovery. And like I said, the municipalities are the ones who will be able to apply for those dollars with partners of nonprofits or for-profit entities. Right now, we're going to be using our land authority as well as the housing authority to submit up to 3 applications across the Keys.
Very cool.
So we're really excited about that. That's going to take some redevelopment of damaged mobile home parks and restore those. So we're really excited about that happening.
That was going to be my question is, these new homes that you're building or redoing, where are those going to be built?
There's Howard's Haven Mobile Home Park, if you guys are familiar.
Which one is that, if you can refresh our memory and our listeners?
Yeah.
The Big Pine one. So as you come in, okay, got you.
There's one in Conch.
Sure.
Cool.
And then there's a Key Largo site that the county previously owned. It's not a mobile home site, but it's a vacant site that hasn't been redeveloped, so the county's looking at doing that up in Key Largo.
Excellent.
All right, good. So you're hitting all bases.
Absolutely.
Middle, lower, and upper Keys.
Yeah,
great.
so
awesome.
Looking forward to that. And then there's a final grant that I do want people to know about. It's a $10 million grant that's coming to us for voluntary home buyout funds. And that's where... If you have a property and let's say you've had repetitive losses and you're done, you're just not going to rebuild there and it doesn't even make sense for you to rebuild there, we're interested in those folks coming to us to say, hey, take a look at this because I'm ready to sell this property.
Right.
It's a good idea to go ahead and return that to nature, just do a restoration on that.
So will you guys land bank that property then, basically?
Yes, because it would be for
How
conservation.
cool is that?
Excellent.
Yeah.
So that'll be from here on out, be like you were saying, land
Absolutely.
bank, no development.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great.
And so those are dollars that we're waiting for on pins and needles, waiting for the state to put that program out. But it is coming.
What a cool
and
idea.
we want to get ahead of it. So if you do have listeners that are interested or they just want to check it out, want us to help them check it out, have them, contact me.
Well, and I mean, in the wilderness
program.
days of the Keys, you could literally put a mobile home or a lean-to, a shed up wherever you wanted to, and I mean, it's great and I don't know if people have read into this or not, but it is a great idea, and in effect, it has a great impact on recovering land when you take those homes that have been destroyed out of the equation and allow that land to go back to its natural state. It does more to keep erosion down.
Oh, absolutely.
From the motion of the ocean, so to speak. And it does so much more to safe the properties around it because it acts as a natural block, a natural buffer, if you will.
Yeah.
So this is really cool. I'm so happy you brought that up. Okay. Now, is that information available through the same website or different?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, not Rebuild Florida, but you can go to the Monroe County website directly. So monroecounty-fl.gov.
Okay, so landowners that maybe you got sloshed a little too hard and can't rebuild, if you're thinking, this might be a good time to just get rid of it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Get a hold of the county through the Monroe County website. Or, I know, Juanita, you have a number that you don't mind giving out?
Absolutely.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
And that number would be?
My office number is 305-289-2560.
Awesome. Well, Juanita Jones, thank you so much. She's the administrator, folks, of the Monroe County Housing Recovery operation with the county, and you guys do amazing work. We wish you good luck.
Thank you so much.
Anytime something new comes up, please get a hold of us. We'll get you on the radio.
Okay, sounds great.
Thanks, pal.
Thanks,
we
guys.
appreciate it. You bet. Harry, I think we need to take another break. Mykael's out wandering around.
Yes, exactly.
I don't. We're going to have to get the duct tape.
I heard the voices.
Yeah. Yeah, I rest my case, folks. This is what I've been working with for 81 shows.
Exactly.
So please stay tuned. We have much more to come about buying a home in paradise.
If I had my way, I'd sit still right away. Destination Southern Shores. Throw my care.
Hello, this is Mykael Marinelli of American Caribbean Real Estate with your Real Estate Conch featured property. Today, spotlighting 756 Busa Drive in Key Largo. This elevated and updated 3-bedroom, 2-bath home is ready to go. The ideal spot to create your own Key sanctuary. Loads of extras, including new open kitchen, metal roof, new flooring, veranda, new train AC, and community boat ramp. Exceptional storage for your boat and all your toys. It's the perfect Key Largo location, close to the mainland, yet a world away. For more information on this home and other power buys, contact me at 305-439-7730 or visit my award-winning Florida Keys real estate and lifestyle blog at therealestateconch.com.
Keys folks, it's that time of year again. You are running every which way you can, and it seems like you just cannot keep up. That's right, it's season. Not that season. Tax season. Hi, this is Mark Mills. For the last 10 years, Marshall Walker and his team at H&R Block in Key Largo, the one over by the Publix. Well, they have done my taxes through thick and thin. H&R Block has been there for me, and they have won my taxes. Let H&R Block in Key Largo, next to the Publix, get your taxes won. The end of tax season is nigh. Call now, 305-451-2562.
This is Radio A1A, music for the road to paradise.
There we go. How about that?
Glad we have some good editing.
Well, anybody who's watching the live feed has got,
oh my goodness,
picture me going, huh?
Yeah, exactly what?
Harry's got one finger up, fortunately enough. So, this is the man behind the curtain.
Right.
Actually, that's the man behind the curtain. So, oh my God, and he's moving the camera.
Oh my goodness, yeah, there we go. Okay.
Ooh. All right, frightening. Moving right along, thank you for coming back to the program, folks.
Came back.
Florida Keys Real Estate Guys live from RadioA1A.com. And if you would like to check out the video, you can do that on YouTube at A1A Media and on Facebook at TV A1A. Put that in the address bar, the search bar, hit your button, and we're good to go.
Yes,
so.
We are.
Sunshine Title, I feel like pimping them again.
Absolutely.
They do such a great job.
Absolutely.
So,
Ginny is amazing.
They're such an essential part of our business, and that's
Yeah, they
critical.
are. They really are. And, again, I mentioned my buddy selling his condo and whatnot. You cannot understand, really grasp the importance of title insurance unless, you've been in that situation before. So, moving right along, paradise.
Yes.
What the hell is paradise?
Subjective.
Yeah, it is. And it totally is. And, we've talked about fishing, boating, all that kind of thing on this program. People getting a chance to rebuild in areas that were, maybe we shouldn't be living that close to the water, but we have the right and the ability to live here if we want to.
Absolutely.
So, there is an element that has, I think, suffered greatly post-Irma in the Keys, and that is, to me, the low-income or the workforce housing.
Workforce housing. That's our biggest dilemma that we have down here.
And, we were wrestling with that with FEMA to start off with years previous to Irma because the downstairs enclosure, people were smart enough to build on stilts for multi-generations, for centuries, actually. Sure. Where's that area? You're a Dade boy. What's the area right off the shoreline there in Biscayne?
Oh, yeah.
Those wood houses.
Yeah, exactly.
Wood houses built right there on the shoreline. Mm-hmm. They're actually in the water.
Yeah, Stiltsville.
Yeah, Stiltsville.
Yeah, head out there all the time.
And those homes have been there for over 100 years.
Over 100 years that they've lasted. Unfortunately, we lost quite a few in Hurricane Andrew, but they stood for a long time. These were homes literally built. If you've never seen it, they're awesome. I used to take my boat out there quite often. They're literally built in the shallows, up on the water. And actually quite history. There used to be gambling joints out there, bordello. Presidents used to hang out there, both in the gambling joints and the bordellos.
Go figure.
But, it was about 5 miles offshore. And like I said, that's been our MO. Go back to Cuesta Indians.
Sure.
They were living at the mouth of the Miami River. We talk about should people live near the water, but guess what? We've been doing it for eons.
Ever and ever.
That's where the food sources are, whatever it may be.
Well, that's trade. That's commerce.
That's trade. That's commerce. So the bottom line, I think, whether it's here, the Outer Banks, Europe, wherever, people are going to want to be by the water. So what you got to do is take the right precautions in order to be by the water. And I think Monroe County nationwide
seems to do pretty well.
We take care of our own pretty well. So our our building codes are the toughest that there are.
Best.
Our enforcement is the toughest that there is. But in doing that, we've now created a void in some of the affordable housing for our everyday folks.
Right.
Because some of the things that aren't allowed today were allowed for 50, 60, 70 years.
Well, yeah. If you got houses that are being built on stilts, it makes sense. You're 12 feet off the ground.
Right.
Maybe more. And if you can finish off that area downstairs, well, there's even spots where, people have built up a foot and a half to get up above flood stage and still built an apartment under their house called the mother-in-law's, called them a lot of
guest
things.
House,
but,
whatever you want to call it.
But the bottom line is, average homeowner, that can be $1,200-$1,500 a month.
Sure, easily.
They're great revenue generators, and the bottom line is that they help you pay for your home in paradise. Bada bing.
Right, and that's how it was done for many, many, many years.
Right.
Wilma, 2005, changed everything regarding that. And that's where we saw, pardon the pun, the tide change with us being able to use these downstairs, we call them downstairs enclosures, and which ended up being, as we were mentioning, a lot of affordable housing, renting them to your teacher, your waiter, service personnel.
Absolutely.
That was the great place for them to rent, and it helped the homeowner make money. Well, the bottom line is if those dwellings are below the floodplain, you can't use those for living.
Well, it's become illegal.
You can't do that. And the reason why Wilma changed everything is because we had a huge tidal surge come in off the bay.
Right.
And what happened is a lot of those bayside homes flooded tremendously. And what happened is people then started taking out their couches, their beds, their whatever it was in these living areas, putting them on the street. Well, we were still in hurricane season.
Yeah.
So those could have been projectiles, and thank God it was in October, so we only had a couple weeks left of hurricane season.
Yeah,
but FEMA, the feds, came in and said, you know what? we didn't realize it, but we have a real potential dangerous situation here. If this should happen again, let's say that happened in June, and you've got all these beds and furniture and things like that now out on the street going for a couple months, you have some real potential dangers. So I understand their logic. The issue is now you just did a clean sweep of taking out so much of our potential residential rentals that existed. All gone.
Literally 40%.
Probably, easily 40%, because so many of our homes are built up that people said, let me just enclose this here for either for my family's use or to rent out. They were great opportunities. They helped everybody. But in their infinite wisdom now, the feds have said, FEMA said, we're not going to permit that.
Right.
And if you want insurance, you're not going to be able to get insurance
and
for
see,
that.
that's the deal, just to clarify, folks, that, our national flood insurance comes from a federal, and FEMA federal. So now you've got Big Brother controlling, you had a disaster, we'll write you a check and cover, but you know what, anybody who was living in this situation, forget about it. You know, and Bob's looking at me very crossly, but that's a fact. That is exactly what happened.
And what happens is now if you can't get flood insurance, guess what? Now you can't get a mortgage.
Right.
So you're really created a domino effect of an issue that's really mushroomed now. As our property values have gone up, it's made it very difficult. And rentals basically happened I would say probably about 5 years ago, the rental market just exploded here.
Oh, yeah.
I think it really started with Bloodline when their folks came in and sucked up a lot of the rentals.
Sure. They brought in a crew of 150 that all needed, from actors to technicians. Everybody needed a place to live, unless you're going to be commuting back and forth, and that wasn't a good idea. So they basically sucked up about 60 or 70% of the rental market.
For sure.
That made things a little crazy. Then you put on top of that Irma a year later, and I'll tell you, the rental market absolutely was running through the woods, pants around the ankles, hair on fire.
Absolutely. And I've been there. That's not a pleasant feeling.
I shouldn't have. While I was saying it, I was thinking, why am I doing this? I'm just setting him up.
I know what's going on. But that's become. You talk about everybody. What's one of our biggest issues here in the Florida Keys? Workforce housing, rentals.
It just doesn't exist.
So when we hear about programs like she was just telling us about,
Juanita was talking about.
It's a great lifeline that we desperately need.
Well, and we've talked to a couple of other individuals. Captain Eddie, who was on, I mean, there's a fair number of folks who believe that, FEMA should, mind its own damn business, and allow us to continue to use the downstairs enclosure with some rethinking, which I think I'm behind that as well. I mean, I don't have a problem with the regulations of the federal government for the most part, but sometimes take a step back.
Well, what we had happen was a pendulum swing.
Right.
We were so far in one way, and I can see it. I mean, it was. I mean, you look at some places, it was beyond what you should be doing. I mean, I was renting out multiple units downstairs, you're asking for trouble. So now the reactionary knee-jerk has been said, okay, well, let's get rid of everything.
Right.
So what we need to do is find that happy medium that says, hey, you have all these great opportunities for workforce housing, for extra rentals. Maybe not all of them need to be strict.
Yeah. See, this was the great aunt that you had as a child that said, it only takes one to screw it up for everybody.
Exactly.
But that's essentially what happened.
And that's exactly what happened. And now it's been basically, 11, 12 years now that we've been dealing with that since 2005.
Yeah.
So, but realistically, like you said, where it really hit the fan was after Irma.
Sure.
Because you had now, not only do we not have all these because of the insurance issues, now the rest of the workforce housing, a lot of it was taken away.
Yeah.
So you take two of those catastrophic events to our workforce housing issue, and we're left with a pretty intense issue right now.
Well, it's a game of whack-a-mole, and there's only one mole, and it's been hit about 30 times.
That's
so
for sure.
It's kind of whack the dummy now instead. But the problem is that how do we get back on the horse? How do we get workforce housing? Because I mean there are literally great restaurants down here that have not been able to reopen.
Sure.
Because they cannot find staff.
And new ones that aren't opening for that very reason.
Absolutely.
Because I've known several folks that said, I would think about opening something, but I have no idea how I will staff it.
So this is a situation for developers,
right?
And it's a situation for county government to dig into and get it taken care of, because the continued train of prosperity, I mean, it's going to run out of track.
Yeah.
And an old Harry Truman joke about
it only goes so far. But some folks are taking an out of the box smart approach. We're seeing more and more business owners purchase properties.
Sure. Well,
that they're going to utilize for their staff, which I think is a brilliant idea.
Chris Santi is one of those guys that we've had on the
Marky
program
Marine
a number of
is
times.
another one who were looking at a property that I've had that they were looking, saying, if we want quality people,
we got to give them a place to live.
We got to give them a place to live.
Period.
Otherwise, we're just not going to get the quality employees that we need for our business.
Well, and even so, if you do get the quality of employee, they're going to be stuck in a situation where they're going to be struggling to put a roof over their heads eventually. And you know what? You want to pay them what they're worth, but if they want to put down roots, raise a family, in the Keys, that's a tall order, folks.
That is.
It's a very tall order. So,
and retain them. That's the other thing, too.
Big time. So we have, answered no questions whatsoever about workforce housing.
Rhetorical.
We're going to take really. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and talk about maybe the middle of the market where, where that's headed with canal front homes and that type of thing. So, Harry, if you will play the music and cue everybody. Please like us on Facebook.
Come on back.
You're already there watching the program. We sure would appreciate it. We need that validation.
Yes, we do.
I'm Dr. Bob McClellan, co-host of Radio A1A News. Radio A1A will be broadcasting its updated, more listener-friendly news to 4 times daily, morning, midday, early, and late evening, and will include world, national, and local Keys news.
Monroe County Bail Bonds is a local family-owned and operated bail bonding agency in the Florida Keys, fully licensed and serving residents and visitors for over 20 years.
3-day getaway down in the Florida Keys. This time Duval Street got the best of me. I argued with the cop. He said I was speeding, and I really ran out of luck. When my girlfriend leaned over and whispered real loud, he's stubborn when he's drunk. I came here on vacation. I'm going home on probation.
That's right. There's always an agent on call 24/7 at Monroe County Bail Bonds. Call us when you need us with 2 locations. Tavernier at 305-852-3268 or Key West at 305-296-7724 or go to FloridaKeysBail.com.
Going home on probation.
Hello, this is Mykael Marinelli of American Caribbean Real Estate with your Real Estate Conch featured property. Today, spotlighting 125 Venetian Drive in Islamorada. Here, you can enjoy the phenomenal Islamorada lifestyle in this just-built waterfront home. Everything's new. 3 bedrooms upstairs and a separate guest suite downstairs. Exceptional features include stunning granite kitchen, veranda, sumptuous master bath, and a homeowner's park with its rare sandy beach. This is your bucket list opportunity. For more information on this home and other power buys, contact me at 305-439-7730 and visit my award-winning Florida Keys lifestyle blog at therealestateconch.com.
If you're a realtor, or if you're buying a home or selling a home, maybe you're thinking about buying a piece of land to build on. One thing you need to consider in any real estate transaction is title. You want to be sure there are no surprises ahead. Getting clear title and title insurance is the one and only job of Sunshine Title of the Keys. Sunshine Title for escrow, closings, and title insurance done right. Call Jenny at Sunshine Title, 305-451-0032 today.
I'm Maynard Edwards from Baltimore, Maryland, and whenever I'm on the road to the Florida Keys or I just want to feel like I'm in the Florida Keys, I listen to Trop Rock on Radio A1A at radioa1a.com.
Sorry, dude. It was just welcome back, folks.
Yes, hi. How you doing?
You're listening to the Florida Keys, the Real Estate Guys live and watching.
Yes, you are.
Some of you folks are. We are having kind of some fun with our technical guy.
Yes, we do
today.
He's having fun too.
Well, and I'm sure he's about to wet himself. So
it's good.
But too many things at once.
Oh, yes, exactly.
The man with too many levers.
The octopus going on
there
here.
You go. So we want to reach out to our buddy Chip Bell.
Yes, we do.
This is a copy of his very first book called Come Monday. And, it's got a little ring of Jimmy Buffett in there. It's planned that way.
Yes, it is.
But Chip writes some pretty good stuff about a guy named Jake Sullivan. And you know what? If you like the tropics and you like the life down here in the Keys, pick up a copy of it, or you can. I'm sure you can ebook it on Kindle and that type of thing on Amazon. And Chip's a good guy. I've had a couple of chances to talk to him, and we've got some exciting things happening with this.
Yes, we do.
None of which we're going to open up to. We're not going to burp that Tupperware
a teaser
yet.
Just a teaser.
A teaser. Just a teaser. So, moving right along.
Yes.
The housing market down here is really an interesting place because
it is.
There's a boom going on across the country.
Yes, there is.
Mortgage rates are low. People are able to get back into it again. Even, and it's been long enough since the crash back in 06, 07 that people's credit ratings and whatnot have recovered.
Been able to rebuild after the short sales, etc.
Absolutely, and that type of thing. So, the on the water, Life Aquatic, down here in the Keys has been very prosperous.
Yes, it has.
Now in what we call the middle range homes that are on the water between $500,000 and $1 million.
Right.
Now that used to be like a $600,000 bullet point.
Right.
For $600K, you could get yourself a pretty nice home.
Absolutely.
On a canal.
That's
so much anymore.
Just a little bit beyond starting point.
Yeah.
So you're basically in that first third when you get to the 600.
Right.
Like you say, which is kind of strange because that used to be our high end, but.
Sure.
Like with many things, and as we've discussed many times before, the Florida Keys on the world stage are a phenomenal value.
Sure.
And more folks are saying, you know what, if I'm going to have a vacation home, why don't I stay a little closer to home?
That's it.
Why don't I have something a little bit easier to manage?
You don't need a passport to come.
I don't need a passport, and I'm only a couple hours away.
That's it.
Whether it's by flight or by drive or whatever it is, it makes sense.
Right.
So a lot of folks are taking advantage of that and saying, let me look at the Florida Keys, and even some of our what I call the lateral move, which is the folks who were on the dry lot now are going into the canal front.
Sure.
And we have a lot of that happens here as well. So with that supply and demand, that has caused our prices to elevate.
Oh yeah.
But that being said, when you look at what you can get in that price range, if you have that ability to be in that price strata, you get a lot of bang for your buck.
Oh yeah,
when you can be out
home on the water full time, access to the water whenever you feel like it. It's benefits.
Let me tell you, it's a difference. We've been a dry lot home, and we've been where it's on the water, and let me tell you, there is a major lifestyle change when you have your boat behind your house. And you just go jump in. I mean, it's great that here in the Florida Keys, you're never far from a boat ramp if you're in a dry lot home.
Right.
Many of our areas have homeowners parks that have a boat ramp included.
Which is a great way to get a lot of bang for your buck without having the full-time maintenance of your dock in your backyard.
Which does take a lot of work, and especially some of our homeowners parks, they'll let you keep your boat in for 3 days.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about come down for a weekend, drop it in once, take it out. But there's that difference of saying, let me get in, grab my keys, go, and I'm out in the fishing,
I'm
zone
there
in 30 minutes. In less than the time it takes to put your boat in the water, you're where you want to drop your line. So this is why a lot of folks aspire to owning that home on the water.
Now, that said, that has made these homes, canal front homes, very valuable and very popular. So the inventory in this range is snug.
Yes, it is.
And
time. We do something, a matrix that we utilize to determine a market is what we call an absorption rate.
Right.
And that's something I do actually the first of every month that I go in and I look at several different ways of looking at this. And one of the things we look at is price point.
Right.
And it's very funny. Like if you look right now in the above $3 million, which is that super luxury range, we have a bit of a glut right now. We have almost a 4-year inventory.
That's a bit of a glut.
That's more than a bit of a glut. $2 million to $3 million, you have 24 months.
Yeah. Still a bit of a glut.
Under $1 million, you have 6 months.
Yeah.
So you're talking a real differential.
Between $600,000 and $1 million, those homes are selling in less than 100 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Bang, 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 they're going. Now, in the $2 million or $3 million range, those homeowners are looking at a year wait.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that you have to be aggressively priced right now in that strata of the market if you're gonna get that activity. I mean, we do have sales that are happening, but those are the ones that are really aggressively priced, and that's why it's so important to work with agents who are going to be able to inform you correctly of, hey, here's where you're at. And I mean, if you want to go higher, that's fine. You're fishing, as are a lot of folks. Yeah, as are a lot of folks, but if you really want to get it sold, that doesn't mean a giveaway price.
No.
That means what's market price?
Yeah.
And what can I expect, how long, just as you were saying, that time frame to get it done?
Well, get into the mix and get ready to work.
Harry's gasping over there. What's going on?
It's time, real estate guys, for your listings
It's
to be
time
featured.
for some listings. Yes, now, what a great segue. That's better than Captain Obvious. We need to bring that segment back, by the way. Well, Captain Obvious. Okay, yes, I am ready. Let's talk about some of the great properties we were just mentioning. Old Highway. Man, what a great property this is. As you can see the graphic, this is almost like your own mini resort that we have here in Islamorada. It's a dry lot home on a 12,000 square foot lot, which in the Florida Keys is huge. It has this amazing waterfall pool and the largest home tiki I have ever seen. That tiki is huge. I mean, we do a lot of these in a lot of our market. We talk about is the home concert venues. This would be ideal for a home concert venue. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Everything's been redone. It's got a brand new metal roof, brand new impact windows and doors, brand new flooring. The kitchen was totally ripped out and redone. A stainless steel, beautiful quartz countertops. Bathrooms totally redone. Everything has been just wonderfully updated in this home. It's available for $669,000. We just repriced it. It was $675,000. It is, I think, just one of the best values right now in the Upper Keys.
Yep.
Key Largo Overseas Highway.
Key Largo Overseas. Boy, that's our granddaddy. This is an amazing property. Probably the most intense property I've ever had the privilege to list. It's currently available. It's a big boy price. It's $3,699,000, but I think worth every single penny. It's got its own private sandy beach. It's called Aero Largo because it has a seaplane dock.
Nice.
It's got a beautiful cheeky out at the finger pier that you can enjoy. There's 4 bedrooms in the main house, plus there's a detached guest suite that you have. 3-car garage. Oh, and by the way, it's on a beautiful 3/4 of an acre lot.
I'll take it.
Private. This home has been used for countless videos, magazine shoots, fashion shoots, and if you visit, you'll see why. It's as you can see from the pictures, it is outstanding. And again, it's one of those rare properties where you have your own sandy beach,
nice,
beautiful sunsets, the works. Absolutely something fantastic.
Awesome. Very cool.
Next up is Venetian Shores.
Venetian Shores. This is called Villa Morada. This is in the White Marlin Beach location of Lower Matacumbe Key, which if you're familiar with that area, that's mile marker 74. And this homeowners park also has its own sandy beach right on the bay. And this home was just completed. So you got a brand new home.
Nice.
Everything's new in this. Never lived in before. And, of course, it's got the impact windows, the metal roof. Super charming. 3 bedrooms upstairs and a detached below separate entry guest suite.
Nice.
Which is really nice. And it's legal. It's above flood. So you're able to actually, we've talked about downstairs enclosures. This is a legal one because it's built above flood. You got 70 feet of dockage in prime Lower Matacumbe. If you want to go ocean fishing, you go right around Channel 5. You can be out in the ocean really quickly. You've got the bay right here.
Yep.
Everything you'd want to enjoy in basically a brand new home. That one is currently listed for $1,175,000. We just brought that price down as well. It had been higher, and now we've got it at a great price of $1,175,000.
I rest my case on what we were talking about 5 minutes ago.
Exactly. So
you got to price competitively, folks.
You sure do. And we're going to have some other cool ones coming on the market very shortly, so stay tuned. We'll keep you abreast of those. But if you'd like any more information, contact us. We know the keys. We know where the values are, and we know what's going on. So
Florida Keys Real Estate, guys. They call us that for a reason.
Absolutely. That's what you need to know, and we're here to help you out in any way that we can. So contact us via our Facebook, our phones, our smoke signal, whatever you like. We'll answer.
Shoot flaming arrows into our cars.
Exactly.
So, folks, thank you so much for joining us. That's Mykael Marinelli. I'm Mark Mills, and we'll see you next Monday.
Tropical Vibes.
If I had my way, I'd set sail right away. Destination southern shores. Throw my cares upon a shelf. Head on off for somewhere else where the weather's always warm.